One Door Mental Health is a not-for-profit organization where people living with mental illness and their families can find an inclusive community, innovative services, and advocacy support. I am a carer advocate supporting Vietnamese families and carers in Southwest Sydney. We help the carers with information, connect them to the right services, help them to understand certain mental health conditions, emotionally support them, and advocate for them where required. I graduated from university to become a pharmacist. Meanwhile, my mother struggled with depression, but I couldn't help her. I decided to take on this additional role so that I can assist my family and my community. Anyone who has concerns for someone living with a mental health challenges is eligible for our service. The person does not need to have family relationship with you, nor to have a formal diagnosis. You can either contact me directly or be referred. We can meet at our office or in a public place or on the phone. All your personal information will be kept confidential in accordance with the Privacy Act. One example is a carer who was sad, confused, and overwhelmed when she first met me. Her daughter developed depression after going through a marriage breakup. Without intervention, her condition became worse to the point she lost her ability to think clearly and manage her life. I assisted with providing information to help the carer understand the process. I assisted with communication with the treating team. She was then connected to respite and activities for her own self-care. Through our support group, she made new friends, received social support and mental health education. Another example is a family who suddenly found themselves dealing with the police, AVO, and court as a result of the mental health crisis of their loved one. After the first phone call, the carer reported feeling relieved after knowing that they are supported by a professional who speaks their language and understands their culture. I later advocated for them through communication with health, with other services, with the police, and in court. Things are still difficult, but they have more support in place and are more confident dealing with the situations. I think majority people think that someone must be mentally ill to see a doctor or a counselor. For that reason, people don't seek help early. Another reason is that they don't want to be labeled. The word mental has a stigma attached to it, and no one wants to be associated with it. You don't have to deal with everything on your own, and it is important to seek support early. I think there is no clear cut of when we need to see a mental health professional, but generally, if we experience long-term stress, which has affected our eating, sleeping, and or other aspects of our life, it is important to talk to your GP or counselor or simply call Transcultural Mental Helpline. This is a telephone service available to support people from culturally and linguistically diverse communities. It will connect you to experienced clinicians speaking your language to provide you with advice about mental health and help you to access mental health services in your local community. Physically, I exercise on a regular basis. I also spend time for what I like, such as playing table tennis, practicing yoga, dance, and bushwalking. I also play with my two fur children, which helps reduce stress a lot. However, what helps me the most mentally and psychologically is my understanding about the momentariness of realities through my learning of Buddhist psychology. This understanding not only helps me to grow as a person, but also helps me with my resilience. The word mental is used to distinguish mental health from physical health. It does not mean illness. Just like physical health, anyone's mental health can be affected, sometime in their lives, for many different reasons. If we don't get support and intervention early, the condition may get worse to the point it may affect our everyday life. And at a certain point, it may become persistent, and by then it may be called mental illness.